Happy Friday and welcome to today's episode of Friday Tech Bites. I'm joined by Kirsten. How you doing, Kirsten?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited to talk about VeeamON 2022. It's been a couple years, and VeeamON is one of my favorite events, I would have to say, that I've ever been to, one of my favorite tech conferences. So I'm really excited to talk a little bit more about it, Rick.
Outstanding. So that is the topic today. So Kirsten and I both are on the Veeam product strategy team, and we have a rather integral role in building up VeeamON, and it's going to be held in Las Vegas in May as well as online. And I want to give a big shout to Edgar, who's joining from Las Vegas. But guess what? We want to know where you're from. Kirsten and I both are in Central Ohio. So use the chat. As I understand it, we're quadcasting. So we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on LinkedIn, and we're live on Twitter. However, Twitter doesn't allow you to kind of respond directly to the stream where you're at. But for the other three, let us know. We've got Katie in Romania operating the social and all the things. And then we've got our producer, Will in Massachusetts. And we've got a couple people engaged. So welcome, everyone. But let us know where you're from. Fabian's in the house from Swiss. Hey, Fabian, welcome. Anyways, let us know in the chat where you're from. So I thought it was well-fitting, Kirsten, that Edgar is joining from Las Vegas, and that is the, that is the venue, the location here. So let's start with the basics first of all, Kirsten. In your words, how would you describe this question? What is VeeamON?
Yeah, so I would say that VeeamON is a conference for Veeam customers and partners to learn more about what's coming from Veeam, and also learn more about what Veeam is currently offering to our customers. We do have a lot of product releases. We have, Veeam Backup and Replication, VeeamON, Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator, and all these products. And sometimes you might not know a product has a certain feature or capability, or maybe you don't even know how to use that feature yet. And this is the place that you can come, learn more about it, ask your questions, and hear from, technical experts that can help you, get that set up in your lab or get it set up in your environment. Sorry.
No, you got to start in the lab. I like where you're going with that. And, Kirsten and I, we spend a lot of time in our lab, so yeah, I like your narration there, Kirsten. So a couple of things I'd add. It is a customer and user conference, right? And partner conference, right? And we don't have like a whole separate like registration and experience for the partners. But one thing I'll add is that for Veeam, partnerships are in our DNA. And what I mean by that is the business of our business will have very clear, examples of us enabling partners, our channel partners, our service provider partners, our VCSP, global systems integrators, alliance partners, Veeam accredited service provider partners. I'm probably missing a partner. But if you are a Veeam type of partner, you can actually get some engagement there as well. And I did mention it's a customer and user conference. And one of the things that we're going to be bringing up at the event is Gartner Peer Insights for our customers. So if you're an end user, and we actually can extend this part here to everyone on the call. If you want to fill out the Gartner Peer Insights survey, they're still doing this qualification for a $25 gift card. You have to be an end user, got to qualify for this one. So I talk partner. This one, you do have to be an end user. But all that's good stuff. But Kirsten, when you think about your experience at VeeamON, and let's switch over to the page here real quick, the latest page. What kind of experiences go on at the event, right? We go to a lot of events. I'm sure a lot of the audience has, but kind of walk us through how you think an event like this would look from your memory from prior events. And then I'm going to talk about the new one.
Yeah, so, we're going to have our general session where, we have our CTO coming on stage, Danny Allen, giving you what's new and what's next from Veeam. Then we're going to have our sessions that are going to be full of content, technical content, partner content, training. So if you're interested in getting certified, VMCE, Veeam certified engineer and Veeam certified architect, I believe they're called, VMC, VMCA. If you're interested in getting certified, we're going to have that available to you as well. And yesterday, I was actually, when we were talking about this, Rick, I totally forgot that, this year we're going to have something special there. We're going to have the pause and relax.
Yeah, exactly. So when we walk through the different type of experience, one thing I got to highlight first of all is that it is a hybrid experience, right? So, as we walk through what we've described in the past, one thing that's different this year is it'll be a hybrid experience. And so there will be this in-person element. There will be a online experience. And by the way, the online experience is how much does that cost? I think it's free 99. Is that right, Kirsten?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it is free. So that one is free. And that virtual experience, it will actually have a very different journey. Not, I shouldn't say very different, but it'll have a somewhat similar, but has some different experiences in the journey. So what I want to highlight is it's not a camera in the back of the room and you're like this distant member. It's actually going to be a very catered experience for the virtual attendee, because the reality is, Kirsten, we're going to have a lot more people on the hybrid part on the virtual experience than we will on site. But the on-site part will be this anchoring experience for the virtual experience. So then the content is where, you and I spend a lot of our time. Like, I think I have 4 presentations. I have 3 of the slide decks in. I'm late with one of them. How many do you have?
I have 3 right now, and I hate to say it, but I don't have any of my slide decks in yet.
Well, you have until Monday for the drafts, okay?
Yeah.
So just kind of peeking into this process, what we do for organizing an event is we'll get the content prepared and things like that, and we work on the slide decks and the like. The other side of it is networking. Now, Kirsten, this is an important one for you. Talk to me about your view from a networking perspective of what people can expect at VeeamON.
Yeah, so, we all, as a Veeam customer or a Veeam user, you're going to be able to talk to other Veeam customers and Veeam users and hear from them, what they're doing, maybe how Veeam saved the day, how they set up, data labs in their environment. But I believe also that we're going to have some of our, community hub members there. Hopefully, some of our Veeam Vanguards are going to be there. So really getting an all around experience, being able to talk to your peers, also getting to talk to Veeam employees as well. So really, learning from others is, why we love the tech community so much. Would you agree?
I would. We are going to have some vanguards and legends there, some industry analysts, some press, a lot of our own internal experts as well. And it's definitely going to be really good in that regard. So one thing I got to highlight is if you do want to register now, there's an opportunity to get an exclusive discount. And a lot of people actually have already taken the registration. I just got the early numbers because we just opened it this week. It's gone really well. But the one thing I want to highlight, and you mentioned it a little bit, Kirsten, is the fun. Okay, so there is a lot of fun when it comes to this VeeamON event. And you mentioned one of the cool things that we have coming, and that is Michael's Angel Paws, which is we're going to have a booth that has this charity. It's called Michael's Angel Paws. They're like a dog rehabilitation and training center. They'll train dogs to be service dogs and stuff like that. So like in the where is this? This will be in the expo zone, but they'll have their own booth. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the virtual agenda. 2 separate experiences, really, the in-person agenda. So as you walk the agenda, the Saturday and the Sunday is going to have the VMCE and the VMCA training. Now, Kirsten, if I'm right, you've taken the VMCE recently, more recently than me. Is that right?
Yeah, I have taken the VMCE, and that's a great experience. That's a great learning experience as well. Learn more about the different backup infrastructure components. How to set up your proxies the right way. So really, getting the tools needed to optimize your backup environment is what this training is going to allow you to do.
Yeah, good shout. And this is a VeeamON, the in-person experience in particular, is one of the only ways you can get the VMCE at such a discount. So I forget what it is, but if you go to the registration, you can see that. And then let's walk through the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Right now, I know Kirsten, you've been to a few VeeamONs. At this glance here, does this look about the same as previous VeeamONs, or do you see anything that's sticking out different?
I would say Lab Wars. I feel like we are back with our Lab Wars this year. The last time, did we have that when in 2019, or was that the first time we had Lab Wars? Or
Well, it's not the first time. We've definitely had it before. I can't remember if we had it in Miami in 2019. The big thing that is back that hasn't been there in a while is a data center tour. So we're going to take a little field trip to one of the service providers in the region. There's some really cool data centers in Southern Nevada. So we've arranged with a couple of our service provider partners for that. Hands-on labs and lab wars. Oh, clap, clap. I know what I was forgetting. If you click on virtual, hands-on labs and lab wars are going to be available for the hybrid attendees as well. That's the big difference, right? Because in person, we have that, but we wanted to, again, think of parity for the virtual attendee, right? So they're going to have that. We've got a legit party, breakouts, and, that's the area that I contribute the most to the VeeamON experience. I'm on a team that works to curate the content, and that's my, let's just say, my second highest burden honor that I do here at Veeam. It's a lot of work. All right, well, the producers tell me that the map is ready, so let's switch over to that real quick, and we'll take a quick look. Oh, it looks like we got Canada. I don't even need to look at the notes for that one. So in the U.S., we've got Massachusetts, we've got Minneapolis, so Minnesota, we've got Illinois, we've got another Ohio person. Welcome, welcome. And then we've got Mexico. Let's switch over to Europe, and we've got Portugal in the house. We've got Swiss, we've got Germany, we've got Estonia, we've got the UK, we got Czech, we got Turkey. Oh, that's a great list here, great list. And then let's go down to Latin America. We've got, I already mentioned Mexico, but we've also got Brazil and Argentina. We've got over in Africa, we've got Chad. That might be one of the, at least on my shows, that might be the first time I've had Chad in Africa join. So thank you there. And over in Asia, we have Taiwan and Vietnam all joining today. So, Taiwan isn't lit up, but that's okay. I know where it is. I can see it because I can see that it's not lit up. But anyways, and Spain came in last minute. So we're doing a different way of the map today. So it doesn't have that same flow. So bear with us. But appreciate everyone for letting us know. So just couple of things. One, you can register now for the in-person experience and get that exclusive discount, and then the virtual experience is free. But what I want to do now, Kirsten, is, I lost it. There it is. Sorry. Live is live, everybody. I want to take a sneak peek into the content. So I've highlighted a few sessions here, Kirsten, and let's do this. You take one and talk about it, and then I'll take one and talk about it. You can go first.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about, if you've attended LinkedIn Live's Tech Bites before, I love me some VeeamON. We got that one tool to roll them all in VeeamON. And so we're going to have a session there called Leveraging VeeamON Alarms, Intelligent Diagnostics, and Remediation Actions. Now, these two features within VeeamON are really awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know what word was coming. I don't know what word was coming to my brain, but they're really awesome. Intelligent Diagnostics is going to help you make sure that you're not, you don't have any misconfigurations in your environment, and everything's working as it should be. Remediation Actions help streamline alarm remediation. So really going to dive in a little deeper into those capabilities within VeeamON and teach you more about them and how you can leverage them in your environment.
Yeah, I like that one because the Veeam Intelligent Diagnostics, and I should have probably made a ticker to show that list of the file as it's grown over time, because when we launched it, I think that was in V10, but when we launched it, it had this very short definitions file, and then it's grown because what we do for that technology is we take some of the common support cases, and if it's something that could be determined to reproduce in your environment, VeeamON installations on a customer site connect to the Veeam website to download this XML file of sorts and then interpret across your logs. It's not a dial home, but what it is like it's a local interpretation of your own environment. And if it says you have this hypervisor with this storage firmware, you're at risk of this problem or things like that, and it'll tell you. It's really good. And then remediation actions are a great way to fix a problem that's detected. All right, which one do you want me to talk about? You can pick for me.
I think that you should talk about the Veeam hardened repository and configuration and best practices.
Okay, so that VHR on the bottom, I short call it the VHR. That one is going to be rather awesome. So in V11, the Veeam hardened repository was one of the more anticipated capabilities that came with Veeam. Short story, that is the ability to have a Linux immutable file system with your backups, your Veeam backups on that file system, and with no additional Veeam costs. There's basically no barrier of entry for you to have on-premises immutable data. You could even use it in the cloud for that matter. But anyways, this particular session, good choice there, Kirsten. That one is going to be presented by Preben Berg. He's a Veeam Vanguard, former Veeam employee. He spends half of his time deploying this technology. I cannot wait for this. Preben's going to rock this. This is going to be great. Okay, Kirsten, which one do you want to talk about?
I'll talk about the Veeam Backup and Replication V12, what's new, and introduction. So as you know, Veeam is continuing to innovate our products and also listen to our customers as well and see what they want to be incorporated into our new product versions. So this is going to give you a general overview of what to expect from version 12. Dive a little bit deeper on some of the features that R&D has been working on and implementing into the product, and just really introduce you to the new version. It should be really interesting, and I'm excited for it. I always love to learn what's coming up and what's new. So yeah, are you excited for that session too, Rick?
I am, and that one is an interesting one that you picked because it's also what we're going to call a super session. All right, so again, unpacking a little bit what the format of the event will be. That session will be delivered live in Las Vegas, and it will sit on the virtual agenda. So Kirsten, you're going to be one of the moderators for the virtual experience, and I think we have Chris and Billy going to present it, and you, Kaylee, and one of the product managers are going to help with the Q&A on the stream. And that's really important. There's going to be so many more people on the stream that we need more help there than we will for the room, right? So again, a new experience. All right, what do you want me to talk about? Dial a deal. What do you want?
I think that you should talk about Veeam ransomware best practices for secure backup and recovery.
Yeah, fair shout. So I spend so much of my time here at Veeam making sure customers and partners are equipped to have what they need to beat ransomware. So the Veeam hardened repository is that deep dive into one of the technologies to help get it done. But the one above that, the Veeam ransomware best practices for secure backup and recovery, that makes it real simple. These are the steps you need to do now from a backup perspective to predicate the behavior you'll have from a recovery perspective. And that session I'm going to present with Edwin, and that is also a super session. We're going to have Chris Hoff, our product marketer on the Veeam team, will help on the moderation. Chris is also going to help on the Veeam hardened repository as a presenter, right? So we have these incorporated resources, but that one will be nice because we're going to walk through the capabilities at a high level. And sneak peek here, I've debriefed all the time with the Veeam tech support team, Kirsten, on what works really well for the support team to help beat ransomware. I've harvested all that advice for like a year, and I'm going to be sharing that here at VeeamON. So that'll be pretty good. And so that leaves us with VDRO.
Yes, we have Unleashing the True Power of Data Labs and Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator. And Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator is one of those products at Veeam that incorporates VeeamON and Veeam Backup and Replication. And I've been working with it a lot recently, lately, and I feel when I'm talking to customers and, I'm asking SCs, so, what do you hear about Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator? A lot of the times people are unsure about how to set up data labs. So with this session, we're going to, give you an overview of what Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator is and how you can use it. But we're also going to help talk about data labs and how to unleash that true power there. I mean, Data Labs is a product feature in Veeam Backup and Replication, and it's also in Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator to test out your DR plans. So there's a lot of power in Data Labs. So we're just going to talk a little bit more about it and make sure that you have the tools in your toolkit to make sure that you have Data Labs working in your environment.
Yeah, and I think, is that the one you're going to do with Tim Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, Tim's great resource, outstanding. So yeah, this is just 5 of 50 or more. Actually, there's 71 as of right now. I'm going to add some, and probably 1 or 2 are get removed, but these are definitely committed content. So really excited for it. I can't wait. The other kind of thing, I'll just, again, remember everyone, you can register for free. That is just, there's basically no barrier of entry to get into that. So to do that, if you go to the registration page, we showed the highlighted agenda here, and I'm thinking there'll be like 5 or 6 breakouts per day, a general session, that type of stuff. But once you go and register here, you'll just, first of all, have to select which mode you want, right? It looks like the $400 off is until 12th of April. So you gotta get on it. And then, you could go through the virtual registration and start that up. If you wanted to add the VMCE and VMCA, one very important thing, those are capacity limited, right? They they're not unlimited, right? So you get some names, and somewhere down there it's going to ask you that, but I don't want to do that because I've already registered for the event. So that's really it. I mean, it's going to be a really important event to get back into a hybrid mode. And again, the hybrid is the priority. Make no mistake for that, for those who are attending, whether you're a Veeam partner, a customer, a prospect, these are definitely all audiences that can tune in. Anything else you want to add about VeeamON from your experience, Kirsten?
I would say that it's fun. It's a good experience. I'll be there in Las Vegas again. I'm wearing my vintage VeeamON 2015 sweater in preparation. So I'm excited, and I know my team is excited to be there again and to talk to you guys. So I hope that you guys come.
Oh, we do have something about pause and relax here, even on the page. I actually think I met that dog. I think that dog came, no joke, that dog came into our meeting when we did our site visit, and I'm not really an animal person, but that dog kind of got on me. Now, I'm not saying he slobbered all over me, but he did. But he got on me like he spoke to my heart. So you can have a dog come slobber on you too. It'll be nice. But no, this will be a great event. Some different things. We have a couple corporate and social responsibility initiatives that we'll be announcing at the event, right? That's some give back type of opportunities. The party's at Dre's. They're making that public. Yeah, so there we go. So Dre's is a premier hotspot on the Strip, indoor and outdoor experience, right? So it's going to be quite nice. I mean, we get a lot of partners, sponsors coming in. So it's the VeeamON you always knew, adapted for the hybrid format. So I'm really stoked about that. So Kirsten, thank you so much for presenting today with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me again on Friday.
It is always a pleasure. And thanks for having me again. I kind of voluntold you to get on here. Appreciate that. But probably a month or two closer, we're going to unpack the full agenda. I think that would be a good idea once we get all the way up to it. One thing I forgot to mention is the general session. We're scheming that. So that's going to be some cool stuff, some demos. I fought the fight, Kirsten, and I got, of the general sessions, the one for the technical demos is the longest, right? So we got the most time for the technical stuff. So I know the audience likes that. So that'll be legit. All right. So I want to send a big thank you to our producers, Mark LeBlanc, who's in the shadows working today a little bit. And then we've got William pushing the buttons hard up in Massachusetts, as well as Katie over in Romania helping on the social streams. I could not do it without these excellent resources. So thank you both. Kirsten, I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
All right, everyone, and a great weekend to you. That concludes our stream, and we'll see you next week.